Hello, my name is Kirioth. It is Monday, and so today we are going to have a bit of a ramble, as we are wont to do on a Monday. It is the 15th of March. We're going to take a look at the previews from yesterday, the 14th, which is the Sunday preview. We always do it a day late, but I've just got into the habit of it now. It's nice, I like it. So let's have a look at what we've got, because there's quite a bit going on this time round. Not like like every other week at the moment, there's nothing, because they're doing releases every 2 weeks. So you get the preview for the pre-order a week, but look, it means that basically every 2 weeks we have a big old article and then we don't get anything the week after. But it's fine, we're fine, we're working around it, it's all good. Let's take a look. So, Sunday preview, The Lords of Camorra, and yeah, this one is quite a bit. So, Warhammer Underworld stuff, there's Blood Bowl stuff, there is Middle-earth stuff, there's obviously 40k stuff, there's a load of things going up next weekend for pre-order. So first up, there is a new battle box, a codex, and a pair of expansions for Warhammer 40k. Firstly, we've got Piety and Pain. Now, I have to admit, I do quite like this box, but there's so many heavy weapons on one side of this. But then again, it is, from what I understand, and I'm sure the article will tell us any moment, from what I understand, this is the story of old Lilith Hesperax absolutely murdering a bunch of battle sisters. So the somewhat interesting difference between the army setups here probably has a lot to do with that, although that immolator, it will always be tasty every single time. So yeah, in this box you get a Retributor squad with the cherubs, obviously the Palatine, you get the immolator, there's obviously the little campaign book thingy that you get with it, there's a Venom there, some witches, 10 witches, there's Lilith Hesperax herself, and then 5 Scourges. They're definitely called that, I'm pretty sure they're called that. So yeah, it looks like a decent box. I quite like it, to be fair. So 2 armies, obviously Adeptus Sororities and Drukhari, alongside a 32-page campaign book packed with data sheets, missions, crusade rules, and theatre of war rules. There's also the story behind the campaign as Lilith Hesperax murders her way through Battle Sisters, which you can find out more in our suitably grisly preview, which I'm sure we probably looked at some point. The Adeptus Sororities army includes Retributors with a pair of cherubs, they just come in the box, as far as I remember. Heavily armoured immolator and the Palatine, which is obviously a new thingy, new unit, with head and weapons options, which is nice to read. And then Drakari is Witch Cult Warband, led by Lilith Hesperax, which is the new sculpt, of course. And 10 witches, yeah, they are Scourges, I knew that, and a Venom. Look, it's always worth doubting yourself, because I'm sure there have been times where I've completely got the names of units from other armies wrong. I know vaguely what everything is, but then occasionally you look at something and go, that could be one of 2 things, and I'm not entirely sure which of those it actually is. But it's fine, because we got there, not a problem, all sorted. There's Lilith Hesperax, the thick there. That's not the way that's been photographed. I know they need to get everything in. I know the way that they do these things kind of means that sometimes the angles are a bit unfortunate. She looks super stumpy there. It's just a perspective thing, that's all it is, but yeah, she looks real squished. You can play the missions in the box with these forces pitting furious firepower against speed, well, yeah, and both armies form the perfect base to expand into larger collections or add to an existing one. I mean, that's true of basically all these boxes, pretty much. Although, I suppose, no, Retributors and Immolator is a fine start, but it's just, it's not the way I'd start, personally. Although, then again, the way I build armies, I'd probably start by buying 3 Immolators. So, what am I talking about? I do not have a leg to stand on here, not even slightly. So there's also the Drukhari Codex, which the cover of it still bothers me slightly, just a little bit, because it feels like the one jumping in the background, the kind of screen right, looks like a natural jump. It looks like something's happening. It doesn't look like they're floating, whereas the one in the front really looks super floaty. Almost looks like Scarlet Witch flying going on in the on that front one, which it just doesn't quite look right. But I couldn't even really explain to you why that is, which is a shame, because I think the colours on that codex look really, really nice. The overall composition of it is really nice as well. She just looks weirdly floaty in the front, and I just cannot work out why that is. Is there not enough cloth billowing? Is that it? Is it like those kind of stringy bits just aren't kind of like being buffeted about enough? I sadly have absolutely no clue whatsoever, which is a shame. But yeah, new Drukhari Codex, that's the important bit. And then there's obviously the usual collector's edition. I will say, actually, I think that one looks better. This is one of those occasions where the collector's edition one looks a bit... I would say that looks a bit better than the standard one. I don't know why. There's a bit more saturation going on. It seems a little bit lighter in some ways. Some of the details stand out a bit more. That's also going to disappear real quick. So if you really want it, you've got to get in there. Now, Combat Patrol Drukhari. This looks like a really... I don't know. This looks like a really good box to me. This is talking to me slightly, which is not great because I do not need to start anything else. I'm not starting anything else. I've got my Armoured Company and I've got my Nightmare Sylvaneth. I'm working on those. I'm not doing anything else. I'm not touching anything else. But I do like the look of this box. This is a pretty decent box. So you've got 18 models in there. So there's the Archon. There's 10 10 warriors. I just can't pronounce it suddenly. My mind's gone blank. How do you even say it? And 5 Incubi into battle. And there's a Raider and a Ravager. That, to me, I don't know, that feels like a pretty nice box, to be fair. That looks pretty decent. And it's going to be, obviously, Combat Patrol size, so it's going to be roughly 500 points. And so far, the ones that we've seen previously have stuck exactly to that 85 quid. Like, that 85 quid kind of price point, which, if this does as well, I'm really hoping that it does. The one thing I don't want them to do with these Combat Patrol boxes is to start messing about with the price. We do not need some of them being more expensive than others. The whole point of these boxes is you buy them, you get a certain number of points, that is the number of points you get, you can take that and you can immediately play a game with it. That's what they exist for. None of the ridiculous disparity that we had with the start collecting boxes, where some of them were worth 230 points and some of them were worth like 600. None of that. That's nonsense. Don't do it. They're clearly being sensible with how they approach these things. Instead of it being this starts your model collection, this is how you can get onto the tabletop straight away. The other big issue with the start collecting ones is the fact that some of them were more expensive than others. Some of them just didn't really seem all that worth the money in comparison to other ones. These need to have the same price point. So if this is 85 quid, then that's pretty decent. I think also, off the top of my head, I can't remember the exact prices for these, but I think... Wouldn't this come to... This would come to, like, what, like 100 and... I want to say between 120 and 130 quid. I want to say for this box. Like, if you bought all the stuff separately, I feel like that's kind of the rough amount. I'm sure you're saving, like, what, like 30 to 35% maybe on this stuff? It's just off the top of my head. I should probably look and find out, shouldn't I? I did a quick calculation. 135 quid this lot would come to if you bought it all separately. So with a price of 85 quid, assuming that's what it stays at, that's somewhere around like the 35% mark, something like that. I think it might be a little bit higher or a little bit lower. I'm terrible at maths, percentages you can just get out, but roughly speaking, that's kind of what that is. So yeah, that if it stays at 85 quid, grand, keep it like that. Just do it. Just do it. Don't mess us about. Just keep it at that. But yeah, I like that box. That is a decent box. Now, what else have we got going on? Obviously, you've got your data cards and you've got your dice. Oh, hey, the dice again. Nice and simple. Nice and simple. Nice and usable. Your standard D6s with the faction symbol on the 6. That's all we need. All we need. All we want. Brilliant. Nice. Fine. Good. And then there's also Warzone carried on, so that's on its way as well. This is going to be an expensive weekend for some. If you're going for Piety and Pain, and the Combat Patrol, and the Codex, and Warzone carried on, you are going to have a real... Your bank account is going to be absolutely cursing you out for this week, for like next weekend. Oh, Lord. So it tells the story of Death God invasion of the Caradon sector, home to the vital Forge World Metallica led by Typhus himself. So there's a few different things in here. So you've also got like Drukhari as well. So there's supplements for Forge World Metallica, Imperial Knights House Raven, and the Drakari Cult of Strife. So you've got Drukhari rules in there. There's also 3 Armies of Renown, forces which trade off restrictions in unit choices for additional benefits, including Warlord traits, relic stratagems, and even psychic powers. So it includes Armies of Renown for Adeptus Mechanicus, Death Guard, and Imperial Knights. I really like the sound of these. I really like the sound of these. I'm quite looking forward to seeing what they do with those. It has potential to be a lot of fun, and of course things that are like extra fluffy and stuff. I love that side of things. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what they've got for us in terms of these armies of renown. So that's quite a nice cover. Oh, I like that actually. Yeah, the collector's edition of that. Oh no, it's fine. I don't need it. That's. I like that cover a lot though. Yeah, I like it. Anyway, if you're looking for even more awesome rules, would help if I could read, wouldn't it? For your Crusade games, the Crusade Mission Pack Plague Purge will scratch your itch. Okay, fine, cool. So a new mission pack as well. Right. So we're now on to Direchasm, and it's the Starblood Stalkers. I love this. I love this little warband. I love it. It's so good. It's new Seraphon as well. New Seraphon. If you're a big Lizardman fan, then you've actually got actual new stuff here. Did you ever think you'd see the day? Yeah, I don't know. I like these. I like them. They're not. I will say that the Seraphon are not my personal personal faction of choice, but I absolutely can see why. I can see why other people love them so much. They might not be to my taste, but they have their charm, they have their look, and I can appreciate it. I can appreciate it even if it's not something I'd go for myself. But yeah, so you've got the Starblood Stalkers. Yeah, they do look cool. Blood Bowl as well. So new dice, new field to play on. That's about it. Alright, cool. And a set of Halfling specific special play cards, if you want it. There you go. Nice. Now, Middle-earth. I'm looking forward to these. They're totally going to get kit bashed into other things. I'm excited for 2 Middle-earth releases because I want to use them alongside the Sylvaneth stuff I've already made. So, yeah. If you've ever wondered what Treebeard would look like without his beard, but with a bunch of skeletons erupting out of the core of his body, then I may have something for you once this has been released. So, there's new models of Marion Pippin, obviously, with Treebeard as well. I really like that Treebeard model. It looks really cool. It does look really good. It feels very very faithful to the films. It's nice. Also, there's a little bit of repeated use of... Is it fair to say a bit of repeated use of stuff that they've previously done in Sylvaneth? I can't remember what the other Ent models look like for Lord of the Rings, to be fair. Sorry, Battle for Middle-earth. I can't remember what the other ones look like, but I recognise... There are little bits here that I recognise, having done an absurd amount of faffage painting tiny leaves. Like the little branchy bits and the little mushrooms on the legs down the bottom there. They look extremely familiar to me as someone who is painting a tree lord at the moment. But it does look really, really good. I do like it. So yeah, appearing in plastic for the first time, the Chief of the Ents is the largest plastic Middle-earth kit released in years. I mean, he does look pretty sizable. There's a choice of arms and options for the models of the young hobbits, both on foot or riding his shoulders. Cool. Yeah, I like that. They've also got bigger, so the halflings have increased in size. Nice. And as well as plastic Treebeard, you can order a resin model of his fellow Ent Quickbeam from Forge World on Saturday. Okay. See, I assumed he would also be plastic, to be honest. I just thought he would be... I thought he would be plastic. I'm not sure what... I don't know. I'm assuming there's some internal logic behind why that would be resin instead. It does look good. Yeah, it does look good. I like the kind of twisty, viney thing he's got going on. Yeah, it's a nice looking model. I just really... Yeah. There's going to be a reason behind it, we just don't know what it is. The forces of good don't have it all their own way this weekend. The reinforcements have arrived for the Easterlings in the form of dragon cult acolytes. Ooh, assassins, lightly armoured and have incredible reflexes. Those look cool. I like those. Those are cool. Yeah, there's some nice details there. I like the little, what are they called? The little throwing knives. You're going to tell me, you're just going to say they're throwing knives and that's what they're called. I thought they had another name. Maybe they do. Maybe I'm just off my face. That's always a possibility. But yeah, I like those in the little holsters across the, like in the belt across the waist and the kind of the, like the outside of the thigh there as well. The cloth looks nice. I like the way it's tied in the centre. That's cool. Yeah, those are really nicely done. Oh, interesting. So Middle-earth Fantasy can also grab a dice set themed around the Ents. Those are quite nice dice as well, actually. And again, sensible, usable, functional dice. Hooray! And then, of course, we've got the Black Library stuff as well. Limited edition release of Ravener Returned. That is an awesome cover. Yeah, I like that a lot. Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice. So, like, delicate and detailed. Oh, tasty. Okay. There's also Silent Hunters, which is Carl Carradine Space Marines. Excellent. Excellent. Love it. Following a chaplain. Okay. Yeah, I may have to grab this then. I love the Carl Carradines. I really do. It's so over the top and absurd. It's brilliant. So all he has to do is venture into the realm of the only beings more terrifying than the Carl Carradines themselves. The Drukhari city of Camorra. Okay. Alright. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it, but what are you going to do? You're going to say no to that guy? Didn't think so. Then there's Blood of the Emperor, which is an anthology of 6 stories. So stuff to do with the history motivations of the Primarchs during the Great Crusade and Horus Heresy. Yeah. If you wonder what life was like on Chthoniya, where Horus grew up, kind of, or just how ruthless Rogel Dawn can be. I didn't have him down as being particularly, soft in the first place, to be honest. But anyway, that is also going to be available for pre-order. And there's Manflayer as well. Oh, more Fabius Bile. Yes, I'm in. I'm 100% in. I mean, of course he wants his New Men project to succeed. Of course he does. It's the whole point. Oh, I love it. So good, those books. Right. And then you've got your usual stuff for Warhammer TV. You know what? We're gonna go back to that. What should we go back to? It's gotta be him. It's gotta be him. That's such a great model. It really is. That's a really good model. Loving the work. Anything there that is capturing your attention, anything that you're looking at and you just want in your life, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Is there anything in the preview you're going to pick up, or is it relatively dry for you this week? As I say, let me know what you think. In the meantime, feel free to click all the things, Patreon, video, subscribe, all that stuff. Click it if you like, don't click it if you don't want to. And as always, there's an affiliate link in the description for Element Games, which you can use to support the channel if you would like. I leave it in your capable hands. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.